Good morning to the people in Japan. Good evening to the people in Canada. My name is Sami Takahashi. I'm the president of the Japan-Canada Chamber of Commerce. Okuni Jiman, I Love My Hometown event is organized by Okuni Jiman Organizing Committee and co-sponsored by the Japan-Canada Chamber of Commerce. It's been 1.5 years since we did our first presentation on Ishikawa. So far, we've introduced 12 prefectures. Each and every presentation of these prefectures was unique and quite interesting. It's Iwate Prefecture, which we are presenting to you today. 日本の皆様、おはようございます。そしてカナダの皆様、こんばんは。私は日本カナダ商工会議所のサミー高橋と申します。お国自慢 I Love My Hometown イベントは、お国自慢実行委員会が主催し、日本カナダ商工会議所が共催しています。約1年前にスタートして、これまでに12都道府県が紹介されました。それぞれのユニークで大変興味深いプレゼンテーションでした。さて、本日は岩手県の紹介になります。Without further ado, let's get started. それでは早速始めさせていただきます。皆さんよろしくお願いします。
Okay, I'm going to take over from here. Hello, everybody. And maybe to Japan is I think it's a good morning. It's still 11 o'clock, right? It's in the morning. So it's in Canada. Everybody's good evening. Thank you very much for participating. And my name is Miwa Suzuki Chow. I'm from Vancouver, and today I'm presenting Iwate Prefecture. I'm going to share my PowerPoint right now. Let me just try. Oh, everybody, it's okay? Everybody, okay?
Yes.
All right, let's start. And this is Okuni Jiman. This is the presentation about the Iwate Prefecture. And again, my name is Miwa Suzuki. And today we're going to talk about is first of all, about myself, and then secondly, I'm going to talk about the Iwate, basic information, and tourist attraction, and the relationship between the Morioka City and Victoria, which is the sister cities. The relationship going on for quite a long time. And local specialties is we're going to feature the Iwate Wagyu beef, and also the apples. And lastly, I'm going to talk a little bit about this to my company, Get Variable Link. Okay, about myself. And my name is like Miwa Suzuki Chow. I haven't been living in Canada or Vancouver it's about more than 25 years. It's if you think it's more, I think living in Canada is longer than where I lived in Japan. So it's, you can guess my age, right? And actually, be honest with you, I'm not from the Iwate Prefecture. I'm from a prefecture just below the Iwate. It's called Miyagi Prefecture, and but they're very close to the Iwate. It takes probably 30 minutes drive to up north, and then it's a borderline boundary between the Iwate and the Miyagi Prefecture. Last few years, have opportunity to work with the Iwate Prefecture, because dealing with agriculture produce, and then as I've been working with the government of the Iwate Prefecture, and also the Morioka City as well. So that's why that's the reason why it's the Chamber of Commerce of Canada and Japan asked me to do this presentation. Basic information about the Iwate. Iwate is a northern part of Japan. You see this distance from Vancouver is just about 7,000 kilometers, which is about by air. And we need to take an airplane. Of course, you cannot swim the Pacific Ocean. And by air, probably takes the 9 to 10 hours. And then also you have to take from Narita, you got to take a Narita Express. And that's a 40 minutes ride, and a very comfortable train. It has always storage space for the luggage as well. And then from the Tokyo station, you have to get onto the bullet train. And the bullet train is called Shinkansen if you go, because it's going up north, right? And Shinkansen is if you're gonna get on the express line, you have to go to the Morioka city, or maybe just the one, there's just so many cities before that. It is about 2 hours to get to the Morioka city. It's actually total probably 13, 14 hours if you have a very good connection. And the area land of the Iwate Prefecture is the second largest in Japan. It's very big, but if you compare to the Canada, it's almost nothing. But then it's a bigger size, and they are very well known for the agriculture. So farming is a major industry, and also the fishing as well. And the capital of the Iwate is the Morioka city. Today, we have a guest speaker from the city of Iwate too. So we're gonna talk a bit about the Morioka itself and also the relationship between the Victoria city. Population of Iwate is 1.229 million, which is like it's just very small. It's Vancouver is right now is the BC is right now is 5.3 million. So it's very, very small, and but then it's the Morioka is actually a pretty big city to me. And then the geographic feature is very unique feature they have along the Pacific Ocean, this side of the Pacific Ocean, and they have a really kind of like a irregular and jagged coastline, which is called the Sanriku Kaigan. This is a very famous fishing ground. Reason why is it's called the Rias coastline. It's just all the valleys are created by the rain erosion. However, with the sea level rise, and then also those valleys become drowned. So that's why it's called Rias Valley coastline. And those are the very good habitat. Marine animals love to live around there. It's not too many hiding places for the abalone and all the sea urchins and all that, right? And also the other aspect of the coast is why it's a good fishing ground. It is it's also current. This is a location from up north. There is a coast. It's called the Oyashio. Yeah, Oyashio coming from up. It's the warm, cold current, and then from the south and the Kuroshio, that's coming, and then those are between the crashes. This the region. That is another aspect. The reason why it is this coastline is a very good fishing ground. And also, who's famous from the Iwate is there is a Kenji Miyazawa, which is the very famous author, the poet, and also the novelist, and also the Takuboku Ishikawa is also the very old a novelist as well too. Let's talk about the tourist attraction from now on. There is two major things I'm going to talk about. We don't have that much time to introduce everything, right? But then the major two things. One is about the Hiraizumi. Hiraizumi region is it's a kind of like an entrance, a part of entry level. It's not entry, but it's just the beginning of getting into the Iwate Prefecture. It's called the Hiraizumi, and also Ichinoseki city. They have so many temples, and then also the motsujis is all historic sites are located in this area. It's also registered as a World Heritage site. One of the famous one is called Chusonji. And many Japanese people or foreigners, when they come to the Iwate Prefecture, they visit the Chusonji. And then this place is built in 1124. It's by Fujiwara Kiyohira. Is this the warlord? And they have 3 generations Fujiwara. This is the last name. Is this family lived here and they governed this region. During the peak time, this buildings around this area is 40 towers and a temple was exist in this region as well. And then again, it's the most in this Chusunji, the most famous one is called the Konjiki-do. This is the golden building. It's all shining golden. It's in the inside the building right now, but then this is the register as a national treasure. And historically, you know, the Marco Polo is the Italian merchant. He was traveling around as the going around Asia back in 1271 to 1295, which is 24 years. He was traveling around and looking around as the Asian region. And then he actually visited this site and he saw this building. And his travel of the Marco Polo, that he wrote the book or record, the journals about it. And he wrote it down as Japan as a wow. Japanese people have a lot of gold, and they built the house as a gold. It's the very next day at the one of the like, and also the Kyoto has a Kinkakuji as well, the Golden Pavilion too. So he thought it's the Japanese people are very rich, and then there's so many gold mining in here. So he thought it's the that was he recorded in his journal during the time. And then about the earthquake was, yes, Tohoku region, and especially with the Pacific coastline, is 2011, March 2011, and then March 11, the day is a big earthquake hit this region. And then most of the coastline is not caused damaged by the earthquake itself, it's damaged by the huge tsunami. And but this Hiraizumi region wasn't not along the coastside, a bit of an inside in the mountainside, so they didn't really get the damage from the tsunami. But however, it was a quite strong shake they experienced. But this building, this old building, they withstand the natural disaster. Another one is called Hachinohe Ana. It's the name of the region. This is the blue grotto. This is the Ao no Dokutsu. That's the name of this location. And this one is located in the Miyakoshi. It's one of the town. It's along the, again, the Pacific coast. And then accessible by the Sappasen. Sappasen is a small fishing boat. As I mentioned it to you earlier, as this region, this area is very good fishing ground for the abalone and the sea urchin. So how did they do the fishing? We use a small boat and they go around, and then they just it catches those shellfishes, or I don't think sea urchin is a shellfish, but they're those from the bottom of the ocean. That's what they use the Sappasen. But now as a tourism attraction, they use the Sappasen and to go through this cave. This sunshine, this makes the color change and nice and emerald green, and the beautiful mysterious kind of looking area. And also there is the ice cream they serve there with ocean blue pressed white. And then if you go there, for sure, please try this ice cream as well too. And here, from now is the relationship between the Morioka and the Victoria. Here's myself, it's my phone. City of the Victoria is actually the twin city with Victoria City. And then it's been the sister city since 1985. This connection actually is the person called the Inazo Nitobe. He is famous about, actually, I'm not going to talk a bit too much about it because it's the today we have a guest speaker from the city of Morioka. They can explain the relationship is better than I do. Today's a guest speaker, and please welcome and Mr. Ishidoya-san and the Ms. Kei-san, Ito-san, could you please just share the, okay, I gotta stop sharing. It's my, just a second. I cannot see this one. Let me just stop sharing and then they can share. Is it okay, Kei-san?
Yes,
Okay.
we're gonna share from our side now. Okay, can everyone see our presentation? Is it on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So hi, everyone. We're joining here from Morioka City, Wataru here and Kei. Here, let me talk a bit about Morioka. Well, thanks for having us here today. I'm not sure how many people know Morioka, so let me make a brief explanation of our city. So as Miwa-san said, explained earlier, Morioka City is located about 2 hours north by Shinkansen from Tokyo. Our climate is very mild. We do get a bit of snow in the winter, and the weather does get pretty humid and hot during the summer, but a lot more mild than the other northern cities or Tokyo. We're famous for a lot of noodles. One is wanko soba, which is all you can eat soba noodles. You get a small bite-sized portion of soba noodles in a bowl. Once you slurp everything in, a new bowl comes. It's all you can eat. It's like a fun competition you can play with. Also, ramen, Morioka ramen is a Japanized Korean cold noodle. It's very chewy, but very refreshing. Oh. And we're also famous for jajamen. You can add garlic, hot chili, vinegar, ginger, and other spices into your meat miso paste on top of the udon-like flour noodles. This dish has a distinguished taste, so please try it 3 times before you decide you like it or not. It took me at least 3 times, but it's one of my favorite dishes. So now, why is Morioka, a small city in Tohoku region, getting its own presentation? It's because, as Miwa-san told, Morioka City and Victoria City have been twin cities since 1985. Why? This is the guy, Nitobe Inazo. If any of you are familiar with the former 5,000 yen bill from Japan, that's the guy here. This bust statue on the left is from the Japanese gardens at the Royal Jubilee Hospital in Victoria. The top right from Morioka. Some people might be familiar with him, but he is famous for his book Bushido, The Soul of Japan. During his interview at Tokyo University, he left his famous words of Negawaku wa ware taiheiyo no hashi to naran. I wish to be a bridge across the Pacific. After his death in Victoria, after attending a conference held at Banff, Morioka, where he was born, and Victoria, where he passed away, decided to carry his words of bridge across the Pacific and became twin cities. Since then, Morioka and Victoria has had many civic level exchanges and engagements, as well as public. Here you can see both mayors participating in each city's festivals. We also annually send few junior high school students to Victoria for about a week to and enjoy homestay and Western middle school life. And a few more exchanges we have had over the years was, as you saw on the map and as Miwa-san told, Iwate Prefecture is located in the northeastern part of Japan. When the coast was hit by the Great Tsunami in 2011, some cities lost more than anyone could imagine. Right after the earthquake, the president of Victoria Morioka Friendship Society, Bill McCready, gathered up donations. Only after a couple of months, he was in Morioka with the donations. He went to the coast and gave soccer balls to one of the schools that was completely washed away and had lost everything. After a few years, a singer from Morioka visited Victoria to directly send them gratitude for their support during our devastation. Here are some more recent engagements. During Canada 150, Mayor of Morioka was invited to celebrate with the Mayor of Victoria. And also Morioka apples were the first bunch of apples from Japan to cross the Canadian border for sales. The twin city relationship allowed us to take this first step. Not only business, but Morioka was also the designated pre-Olympic Games campsite for Canadian rugby, water polo, and sport climbing teams during the Olympics. During Tokyo 2020, the teams were locked in their hotels for COVID prevention measures, but our relationship allowed us to host them before the COVID days. So everyone was able to enjoy Morioka and some Japanese culture to its best. All these is thanks to Dr. Nitobe and his dream to become the bridge across the Pacific. Morioka and Victoria continue to make the bridge Dr. Nitobe has built stronger through business, culture, education, and friendship. Thank you very much, everyone. And now I'll give
Okay.
the
Yes.
microphone to Miwa-san
Me,
again.
yes, please. Thank you very much, Kei-san. I will take over from here. That was great, and then I think you explained everything way better than me. I've been there so many sites at the Victoria. There is so many statues, the monument in Victoria City, and kind of nice to see this. What is this actual reason? I nice to understand this. Let me share my go back to my site. Let me just see. Okay, let me just take a share, and then it's my, here you go. Okay, everybody's ready. Next we're gonna talk about the food. Everybody probably waiting for this, I guess. And local specialty from Iwate. What do we have? We have Iwate Gyu, full-blood Wagyu, and also we have Iwate apple. We call Ringo. Okay, so those two are we going to feature today. And the second, and local specialist in Japan is the Iwate Wagyu. This is a logo I have in my background too. These are the award-winning, and it's the 11th time the award-winning. Well, actually, many times won the Wagyu contest. And also, it is a rank between the A and B and the 3 and 4. What is this numbers? You see, you hear all about the A5, A4. What is a B? What is this all about? Let me explain it to you. So A, B, actually C, these are the numbers, these are the letters. It's talk about the yield, how big is the kettle is, and how much meat you can get it. So it's A is the largest, so that they got more meat. And the B is a little smaller than the A, and then the C also exists. And then you don't really see nowadays is most of the cattle is raised in they alter the genetic, and I guess, and then they get larger size. North American cattle are a lot bigger as well too. So they don't really put that A, B, C nowadays. They don't have that similar things. Okay, then what about the numbers? So this is like a 3 to 5. So Iwate, in order to become Iwate Wagyu, it says 3 to 5, or A or B and 3 to 5. That's what it means here. And See, 5 is the these numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the quality of meat. And the quality of meat doesn't mean only marbling. They have to be color of the meat. It has to be right, and also the texture of the meat, how fine the grain, and how tight the meat is. So those are the all consideration, and then become, highest is a 5. So that's why this A5 means most biggest of good yield plus quality of meat is 5. It's a great one. That's why everybody here, the Wagyu A5, Kobe Wagyu A5, Miyazaki Wagyu A5. So Iwate Wagyu is the same things. It's the highest is A5. But it's still, it's 4 is good and a 3 is good. If you see, Canadian, it's a AAA you hear or you see all the time at the store. A AAA is equivalent to the about 3, this level 3. And then if you go to Canada Primes, probably like a 4, below of a 4. So it's that you can see something, what is the level of the marbling at the quality of meat. And also the most of the kettle here, they don't say ABC because it's most of the kettle is the trade in here is A. It's the highest yield. Next is the because it's the Iwate the Wagyu. Wagyu in general is good. It has a lot of those they don't call fattiness. It's a marbling. It has a full umami and a sweet. It's a totally different as a beef taste and flavoring compared to North American one. Health benefit. So everybody thinks it's marbling and so that's a fat. Fat is not good for you, but it's not true. It's this Wagyu fat has a very good health benefit. The reason why there are quite a bit of unsaturated fat and the oleic acid is called. Those are the same fat as oiled. It's come from olive oil. Do you know the most famous and the most expensive Wagyu in the world right now? It's olive Wagyu. It's from the Shodo Island from Japan. Those are the Wagyu, and also the Wagyu raised eat the olives because it's the Shodo is also well known the production region for the olives as well. So that's why the olive and then the Wagyu came together. That's the double healthy benefit to that. Both has oleic acid. So that's why it is the, maybe that's quite expensive, but then also they don't produce that much as well too. Japan, they got so many, like it depends on the region there, all different kind of Wagyu exist too. Okay, that's why there's a health benefit. It's to lower the bad cholesterol level and also reduce the risk of the heart disease as well. But you don't believe me, but you know what? It is true. You can Google it too. Sustainable farming, another aspect in the Iwate Prefecture, we are very, very proud of how we raise the cattle and also any kind of farming produce in here. Let's talk about the sustainable farming a little bit. It's about circular farming. And the Iwate farming is one of the biggest industry in there. And also they are small. Japanese in general, they're all this small farming going on. Not like a North American farming is a very conventional farming. It's almost a company. It's operating the rice or vegetable, and also cattle ranch is a bigger operation. And compared to that, the Japanese farming is a lot of people think it's just a hobby or small farming. But then what is the characteristic about that is most of the farmer, even though they're a cattle farmer or they grow fruits or orchard, everybody have the rice farming. Japanese, most consume the carbohydrate, they come from rice. That's why every farmer has a rice, growing rice. This is the rice. And then also the cattle. As the cattle produces not produce, but is the outcome from the cattle is the poo and pee. Those are become actually fertilizer, natural fertilizer. It goes to the land, it fertilizes the land, and they try to reduce chemical fertilizer and replacing using the cow the wastage, and then also and grows the beautiful rice, healthy rice, and then the rice. It's the use it for the also straw. Use it for the cow's bedding, mixed with the bedding, and also the they eat, and the grain itself it gives to the cattle as well. Kind of all mixture stuff, but they do feed the regional produce to the cattle as well. That gives a characteristic too. So there's no waste, circular farming, and they that's why it's a sustainable farming. And also the circular farming, it produces less the greenhouse gas. Why is that? Okay, so using the cows, the excrement as the output, which is mixed with the natural, not naturals, the organic matter like straws here, that is gives the kind of like reduce a good fertilizer and also to reduce the methane gas. Why they produce the methane gas? Because it's the piece of wet, there's too much water in it. Once mixed with the straws and all the other stuff, they become decomposed and they become such a useful stuff for the land. And then also for using the those natural organic fertilizer to the land usually they absorb and they decompose slowly with the microorganism inside the soil. However, if you use the chemical fertilizer, they overstimulate it, produce there is a gas as the greenhouse gas to the atmosphere. There is a few aspects is doing this, the circular farming is very beneficial to the, of course, is reducing the greenhouse gas emission and also the land to the land to be not overused and then slowly rejuvenating and then they're reproducing a lot of crop as in the natural way. That is a benefit of a circular farming. Sustainable farming is eco-friendly. Okay, that's just a quick talk about what is the difference. Everybody ask me a question. Wagyu from Japan is so expensive. And a Wagyu from North America, Australia, there is a Wagyu too. As Canada, Alberta has a nice Wagyu too. But is the price too cheap? Of course, there the shipment is so close, sending from meat from Japan, it's of course costly. But what is the major differences here? It's just there are Wagyu, but it's the Japanese Wagyu come from Japan, full blood Wagyu. Both parents have to be Wagyu. And also, but on the other hand, there's North American Wagyu or Australian one. It's a crossbred. A Wagyu, maybe one side, and the other side is called maybe it's a local breed. Maybe here, most likely here is Angus beef. Angus are pretty good meat too. So those two, they crossed, and then they call Wagyu here. So it's the Wagyu in Japan. Actually, we don't call it the crossbreed is Wagyu. We call it just domestic beef. So we make it, Japanese make it so different. Have to be full blood Wagyu. It's a Wagyu. Both parents have to be Wagyu. But the ones it's mixed with the other thing is we don't call it Wagyu. We call it domestic beef. So those are like a basic, clear differences between the North American Wagyu, Wagyu outside Japan, and the Wagyu, and it come from Japan. Because Japan is right now is very restricted. They're not going to release the live Wagyu to any other country. And also the embroidered, no egg, no thing, nothing right now. But then before that, they used to do it. Like before 1993, they was allowed to do that. So that's why back then they had 200, 300 cattle, live cattle with a pregnant one that came to North America. A breed is spread around the world. They still maintain it, try to keep the gene and as much as possible. So that's the difference, but that is the difference. Okay, and then it's another thing is that no growth hormones allowed to use the raise the Wagyu in Japan, prohibited. And on the other hand, growth hormones are allowed to use in North America. I don't know, doesn't mean necessarily it's a Wagyu, it's any beef in here, but for the milk use, they are not allowed to use a growth hormone to the North American cattle. And the more marbling in the Japanese Wagyu, because it's just a type of Wagyu, it's usually the Wagyu you see Kobe, Miyazaki, or Wagyu mixed in here, which is black-haired Wagyu, Kroge Washu. That's the type. So that's the one is produced a lot more marbling, intermuscular fat, we call it Shimofuri. And then the Wagyu outside is not, if it's a crossbreed, it's not going to get as much as marbling as the Wagyu from Japan, pure blood. That's the main characteristic. Here comes the video. We made a video, Iwate Prefecture. I like to show you. And Kei-san, 浜松のKei-san、ここでビデオお願いできますか? Okay, I gotta stop sharing, right? Did I? I had to stop sharing this. Okay, just a second. Let me just share, stop share.
Iwate Wagyu beef is an 11-time award-winning full-blood Wagyu raised in the Japanese prefecture of Iwate. This region in the northern part of Japan is known for its fertile farmland, producing a variety of fruits, vegetables, and rice. With its natural crystalline water, fresh air, and dedicated farmers, the cattle grow strong in the healthiest of environments and produce the finest quality of Wagyu beef. Iwate Wagyu is also known as the most sustainable Wagyu in the world. The prefecture of Iwate practices circular farming, a method where multiple crops, such as rice and livestock, are raised together on small farms. The leftovers from growing one are used to feed the other. For instance, their rice is not only for human consumption, it is also fed to the cows as a special blend of rice and rice straw. Moreover, the animal manure is used as a clean, organic way to fertilize the land, while also reducing greenhouse gas emissions. The cycle continues year after year. Nothing goes to waste. Another distinguishing mark of quality is the certified full-blood status of Iwate Wagyu. Most Wagyu outside of Japan is crossbred with cows other than Japanese Wagyu cattle and can only be called F1, F2, F3, and F4 Wagyu. In Iwate, each full-blood cow must be registered under the nation's traceability system and must pass many regulations and requirements for certification. The use of growth hormones is not allowed, nor is any feed containing animal byproducts. These are but a few of the intensive requirements. However, the dedicated farmers of Iwate take great pride in meeting this decorated standard of quality. Known to melt in the mouth, the excellence of Iwate Wagyu is visible in its snow-white marbling that the Japanese call shimofuri, which translates to frost. While this may seem like a high content of fat, it is comprised of the healthy fat for which olive oil's health benefits are known for, oleic acid. This beneficial fat promotes fat burning, reduces blood pressure, and lowers bad cholesterol. This is all due to the cattle's premium diet consisting of locally grown rice and straw, which gives the beef an incomparable flavor, rich in umami, and a high nutritional value, especially full of vitamin E. Raised to the highest quality by dedicated farmers in the most sustainable conditions, Iwate Wagyu is the finest choice of Japanese Wagyu beef.
Okay, let me just see everybody. So let's just see. I'm gonna start sharing again. So everybody enjoyed the video? Was okay? Is okay? All right, this okay, let's go continue this. Is that which actually shows the whatever I said prior to that, I will explain everything in the video as well. And here is the where we can get the Wagyu. That's what we're going to talk about it. We're available. This is the actually from Aburi Market to open at the West Vancouver, and this is the open in the June, and then we have this very beautiful display, and this is a place you can get it. But then we have a special guest here today. Let me just see. Okay. What's the difference is Aburi Market does? We purchased, Aburi Market purchased a whole cow at the time. So that since we can get all different parts of the Wagyu beef, we get one cow at a time, just to use them all, so to help farmer as well. Because there's the problem with the Wagyu. Everybody going for the prime cut. It's like a prime rib and a ribeye, and also strip loins. That's what, and maybe tenderloin. Those are things always the best sell, and everybody recognize it. But it's not everywhere. It's look like a marble, or there is other parts of it you can sell it. So that's why the Aburi, if you go Aburi, you can try a different part of the Wagyu. And we have a guest speaker from Aburi Market. It's her name is Miss Sagawa, and Hitomi from Aburi is the market. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing, and Hitomi's gonna come up. Here you go. Can you take over from here, Hitomi-chan?
Yes. Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. Again, my name is, hi. Again, my name is Hitomi Sagawa. I am the West Coast Regional Director of Marketing at Aburi Restaurants Canada. I'm so sorry my background is not fancy like Miwa's. My laptop isn't the newest one out there, so I'm just gonna have to go like this. So I hope everyone here is having an informative time as I am. I'm so convinced to visit Morioka and try the jajamen. That looks amazing. But why am I here? And let me introduce about myself as well. So I'm from Aburi Restaurants Canada, and Aburi Restaurant Canada has partnered with Iwate Prefecture this year, providing Iwate quality to local consumers in Canada. So I'd like to introduce how this exciting project has been so far. Before that, maybe some of you haven't heard of us before. So let me start by introducing who we are. Aburi Restaurant Canada is a parent company of the upscale Japanese restaurants and takeout and grocery restaurants, grocery stores across Canada. Our founder, Seigo Nakamura, whose family has roots in Japanese restaurant industry for over 6 decades, introduced the Aburi Oshi Sushi concept in Vancouver back in 2008 with the opening of Miku in Vancouver. Anybody been to Miku? Okay. Oh, thank you. Yes. Oh, thank you. Yes, so Miku is an high-end Japanese restaurant with a focus on seafood. So at Aburi Restaurant Canada, we have 4 pillars of business today. The first one is the restaurant business, as you all know. In Vancouver, we have Miku, then Minami, where we offer a blend of quality ingredients from land and sea. In Toronto, we have the eastern location of Miku and Minami. Then Tora, where we have we use advanced technology to provide high quality food efficiently. And lastly, there is Hana, the restaurant that we won the Michelin in Canada this year. So it's in, thank you so much. So the second pillar, let's move on to second pillar. Second pillar of our cooperation is Aburi at Home, where our customers enjoy Aburi's quality meals in the comfort of their homes. And the third pillar is Aburi to Go, which is a quick grab and go concept with pre-made bentos and easy easy snacks. And the last one is the fourth pillar of the business, which is called Aburi Market. This is where I'll be talking more about today. It's the Aburi Market is the ones that you saw in Miwa's the PowerPoints. And so I'll be talking more about Aburi Market today because our project with Iwate Prefecture is kind of like centered there. Okay, so the Aburi Market is a pretty new concept and a new location. We opened in June this year. So it is an elevated lifestyle grocery store for shoppers looking to enjoy fresh, authentic Japanese meals, snack, and more. Currently, we have our first location in West Vancouver. And this 4,000 plus square foot space features a variety of Japanese products, including fresh sushi and sashimi, bentos, lifestyle and culture products such as aritayaki plates. So we basically have like a food and culture all in one location there. And of course, we are offering Wagyu from Iwate Prefecture at Aburi Market today. And Iwate Prefecture and Aburi Restaurant Canada has been working together to promote the agriculture of Iwate since this year. Previously, we introduced apples from Iwate called Haruka at our grab and go location, which is in Yaletown at Aburi to go as our seasonal special offer. Since the opening of the Aburi Market, we also offer rice from Iwate as well. We have the hitomebore and Akita Komachi and Ginga no Shizuku there. And especially Ginga no Shizuku has been gaining popularity among our customers. And then of course, at Aburi Market, we have Iwate A5 Wagyu. That is also everyone's favorite. When you come into the Aburi Market, the first thing you see from the entrance is actually the Iwate Wagyu section. We have experienced, we have the butchers, we have experienced butchers stations there to prepare a variety of parts of Wagyu in different cuts for customers' needs. Just like Miwa said, we are buying a whole Wagyu. So whole cow. So we are able to offer different parts, different cuts because we have the butcher there as well. So customers can buy like Wagyu parts like chuck roll, ribeye, finger meats, shoulder cloth, strip loin, tenderloin, and even a Wagyu fat because we are getting the entire Wagyu, entire cow. So you name it, any part you can get it at the Aburi Market. Or also they can purchase packaged cuts for each dish like shabu shabu, yakiniku, or sukiyaki. So it comes in a plate and then says for yakiniku, and you can get and you can cook at home. So that was last weekend. We had a little tasting and sampling event at the Aburi Market and showed customers how to eat shabu shabu, yakiniku, and sukiyaki at the store. So we were giving out the actual Wagyu to the customers, and it was just a pop-up event, but many stopped by and learned about different cuts of Wagyu and why Wagyu is so expensive and premium. Okay, so Aburi Market also has a chef's kitchen with those chefs trained at our restaurants in Miku and Minami to prepare bentos and quick bites at the back of the store. So using Iwate A5 Wagyu, we have chef's kitchen menu as well, such as Wagyu onigiri, Wagyu curry, and Wagyu premium bento as well. Then we recently introduced the new Wagyu yaki udon, which is the pan-fried udon noodles, and also Wagyu rolls. Wagyu selection from Chef's Kitchen has been doing super well, and this unique experience has been going around by words of mouth from the customers to the future customers. We have those customers come by and they say, hey, I heard that you can get Wagyu here. Where can I get it, right? So at our restaurant. Now let's talk about restaurant a little bit. We because we purchase a whole Wagyu, we can use Wagyu in the market, and also we use at the restaurant as well. So at our restaurant, our wide range of customers also enjoy the ingredient from Iwate. Both Miku and Minami in Vancouver locations offer items using Iwate A5 Wagyu in nigiris. It's Wagyu nigiris. It's delicious. And also we have the traditional steak style and much more. So especially in at our flagship location, Miku, that locates in Canada Place, we had an Iwate fair back in February. That's the beginning of our partnership between Aburi Restaurants and Iwate Prefecture. So this 11 days special event invited our royal customers and influencers and media, a lot of media people, to experience chef's creation using Wagyu and Ginga no Shizuku as rice, and also an award-winning Nambu Bijin, that's sake from Iwate. So Iwate beef kaiseki, that's the name of the menu. Iwate beef kaiseki with the Nambijin sake pairing was the most popular menu during the Iwate fair. So we consider this event was a very good first step in promoting Iwate beef to locals in Canada, which until now Iwate Wagyu had not been branded well, like Kobe beef or Miyazaki beef, right? But then people in Canada or Vancouver getting to know about Iwate Wagyu right now. So it was a short speech, but today I introduced a brief update on what we are doing to promote agriculture in Iwate at Aburi Restaurants Canada. As a corporation, we promise our customers to provide a memorable experience with true quality in food. So as everyone here knows, products from Iwate are competitive and bring joy to the consumers. So we are looking into expanding the use of product from Iwate to the East Coast from next year. And just as things have been very successful, we are confident that that this project will be also very successful in East Coast. So thank you for having me again. We have many more planned with Iwate, and our upcoming event is another Iwate fair, at this time at the Aburi Market in December. So you will see the dates and details on Aburi Market social media account in December. So if you are interested, please come by, and thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day in Japan and evening in Canada. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you very much, Hitomi-san. Thank you very much. We got quite a bit of knowledge about the Aburi itself. It's a quite big, like I say, expanded venture business and doing very well. So okay, am I sharing okay? Is it okay? Everybody can see my apple right now? Okay, let's go. We talk about the apple right now, and then another thing. Hamamatsu no Kei-san, we're gonna skip the video this time. ごめんなさい。ビデオなしでお願いしますね。Okay, let's see what is special about the Iwate apples. So now we're gonna talk about the apple a little bit. And their apple from Iwate is a very big apple. It's compared to North American apples, their size is large. And also people don't know, but a lot of people from Japan, they know it's a mitsuiri ringo, which is a honey core, the water core in North America. That's the apple has inside, there's a little bit of watery, and then the kind of pink, it's yellowish watery parts that exist in the fruits, which is in a way it is shows a sign of the ripeness, and also depending on what the variety is, some produce more, some produce less, none. And the Fuji is usually a lot mitsuiri, but Japanese apple is a lot of those mitsuiri ringo is people love it, and then they're available there. And then why is it sustainable farming? sustainable farming is, as you say, Iwate Prefecture tried to use the more organic matter, organic fertilizer than the chemical fertilizer, but it can't go 100%, but they're reducing it. And then in order to keep the land healthy. The environmental friendly pest control. Pest control is another thing, is that you don't want it as the chemical spray everywhere on the fruits. What they do use kind of like as the pest, using the natural, is the pheromone, it's kind of confuses the male to not, you cannot find a female, something like that. It's a natural way of the deterring their mating each other. That's kind of stuff. So I'm not quite sure, but it's not, it's kind of like a, way of avoiding the pest eating the fruits. Okay. And this local specialty of Iwate is here is the Hitomi also said is that this year around the Chinese New Year, we will start selling the Haruka, which is the most expensive. Is the Haruka apple. Haruka apple is the one, the yellow one, and the kind of winterish one, which is the most expensive apple in Japan. Actually, it's about the 3,000 yen, probably $30 an apple. This one we brought it in during the February. And this year, but they did pretty well too. And then also sweet and crispy. This one is the Haniko Mitsuri. This one is San Fuji. The picture is a San Fuji. It's a Fuji, but it's a very, very nice and red Fuji apple here. These two apple, we didn't really brought in that many, but then we sold out. We sold in the King's Farm Market as well. And then also Aburi to go, the 2 locations. And then King's Farm Market is we use a 3 location. And then we sold out 2 days. And this year we're gonna do, and then we are bringing in San Fuji, again, another Fuji, but their Fuji is really nice and red. And also Shinano Gold, which is, this one is the, it doesn't get the sugar core, Mitsu, but then is this from Nagano Prefecture, originally from, and it has a very unique flavoring as well. And another new one is called Coco. This is the, I think I'm going to ask the Mr. Yokozawa-san to explain that. I'm going to skip this video because we are time crunching, okay? And then we're going to have this, the video wa tobashimasu. We're going to go to the next one. I cannot move. Okay. Guest speaker. Now we're gonna, from a producer section, is the Iwate Apple. It is the JA Iwate Chuo Yokozawa-san is the gonna come in. Okay, stop sharing. I'm gonna Yokozawa-san, よろしいですか？
はい、こんばんは。
はい、ごめんなさい。皆さん聞こえます？ I'm gonna translate it in English, right? And then Yokozawa-san is from a JA is Iwate Chuo. Is in the JA is like Japan Agriculture, the co-op in Japan. He's also the co-op member, and also he himself produces apple as well. じゃあよろしくお願いします。で、今年のリンゴの出来はどうですか？
はい、今年のリンゴはこのようにバッチリうまくできておりますよ。
Okay. Okay. I asked how is this year's harvest? Just starting the harvest. That is this year's harvest. リンゴはどれですか？どれが？
はい。これがシナノスイートです。
シナノスイート。あとは。Oh, this is a very big. That's a Shinano sweet. Actually, it's the red one, and the size is quite big.
これはさらに大きい森の輝き。
Oh, that is called 森の輝き. It's the shine in the forest. That's the name. It's quite huge. 大きいですね。
大きいですよ。こっちは、さっきビデオ紹介。
Okay. Okay. 今年言われるココ。
ココはまだ収穫。
ココないです。そうですか。
これ、注目してくださいね、ここ。
What? It can just. すごいすごいすごい。
はい。
うまい。Is it so good? Okay, he says good. よく割れましたね。Japanese apples are so hard to do that thing. よく割れましたね。何何 You just want to show off your how strong you are, do you?
うまい。
うまい。
うまい
Okay, that's good. じゃあ今年の出来は OK ってことですね。
はい。バッチリ美味しくできてます。
Okay, this year's is very good and also sweet as well. そしたら、じゃあカナダに、このようにリンゴを持ってきて、まあ、何を一番、そうですね、どういったところをなんていうのかな、売り込みたいですかね。どういったリンゴとして。
こういうふうに日本で特別栽培の認証を取っているので、オーガニック的な栽培と、あと農薬を
減らす。
半分に減らしているので、ぜひ皮ごと食べてほしいです。
Okay. What he's saying is that what is the difference is Canadian North American apple and Japanese apple? So whatever he uses is the region is to try to, but they're not really not completely organic, but is they do reduce 50% of the chemical fertilizer and the chemical pesticide. Instead, they'll try to use it, but there's some kind of Japanese standard. They got the the certificate. They are following the order, and then also they are saying it is you can eat the skin because the Japanese apple they don't wax it. They're accustomed to waxing it, and then that's why he was saying the skin is not that thick as well too. So you can eat with the skin, and then they're also crunchy as is, and they're very fresh. あとは何かありますか？特にないですか？
これから今度ここに蜜が入ってくるので、富士になると、ぜひやはりとても甘いリンゴを食べていただきたいと思います。
Okay. From now, some of the varieties, so especially the Fuji, they're gonna have a honey core inside. That means it's very, very sweet and then tasty too. So hope you enjoy the Japanese apple. It's gonna coming in the December, and they're gonna sell at the Bree market as well too. And then so again, it's not that many. It's got a limited number. So please come in and join. Okay. じゃあ、横澤さんどうもありがとうございました。こんな感じでいいですか？すいません。ありがとうございます。
はい。
そしたらですね、what is the next here? Let me just see. I'm gonna start sharing again. Share the screen again. Okay, am I sharing okay? Everybody, 大丈夫？ Okay? Okay. そしたらですね、okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna mixing up and I'm speaking Japanese, do I? Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about company then. Last one. So variable link is the meaning is kachi no aru renke. So we do value and it links. So my job, our company's job is connecting North America, like Nitobe Inazo is the link between the Canada, North America, and it's Japan too. My focus, our company's focus is more like agriculture. So Japanese, they do it's not that big, but they have a lot of good produce, and then. I'm not asking for big, huge quantities to bring it over here, but something like that is is the Yokozawa-san's the apple or some maybe it's the melon or whatever is it's wagyu and all that produce. They do spend a lot of time and they're so meticulously produced. So, just to give it a try, and then that creates the Japanese farmer right now. It's not many people want to do farming nowadays, unfortunately, but then give them a proud. And what they make. It's the same thing as farming in North America too. It's a Canadian farmer. I want them to go overseas. The value, everybody will recognize the value so that they can be more as become more like passionate at what they do, and then we can as they encourage them as well too. Okay, and if anybody has a question, this is going to be a question time. Oh no, sorry. This is going to be. Okay, this I talked about it already. I'm gonna stop sharing it. It's all those presentations I need to say is done right now. And if you have any question, do we have some question we can answer? Miki-san?
Yes, thank you very much. I don't really see any questions in the chat box. If anyone have a question, please write it down or raise your hand and
you can talk to me right now.
Yeah.
If you have any question,
yes, go ahead.
Miya-san.
It's okay. Can
Yes,
I
go
ask
ahead.
you a question? Yeah. So, well, thank you very much. It was really informative in a presentation. It really, yeah, it was really impressive. And I'm really looking forward to have Yokozawa-san's apples coming from Iwate. And I live very close to a brewery market actually in West Vancouver. And I tried Iwate beef. It was so good.
Thank you very much.
Melted it in my mouth. But maybe you get this question quite often from people that what's the differences between Kobe beef and Iwate beef?
Oh, you brought it up. Okay, sure.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, why is this? Everybody say, instead of Wagyu beef, is this Kobe beef? No, I say Iwate beef, right? But the Kobe is that's a region. Okay, both Iwate, Kobe, is Miyazaki, it's all the same. It's a black-haired Wagyu. Wagyu, there's a 4 type: black hair, red hair, short, no horn, short horn. There's a 4 types of Wagyu in Japan. I think it's in the not genetic, it's the Japanese, called Japanese Wagyu. So, and then if out of 4 is marbling, Shimohuri, is the best one is black-haired Kuroge Washu. Those are type is spread all over the world as well. So most of the time Wagyu, actually, you see that in everywhere, it's the same thing. So Iwate Wagyu or Miyazaki Wagyu or Kobe is same. But the only thing is that by regional thing, Kobe is very restricted and it has to be born in a certain region, it has to be raised in a certain farmers, and they have, again, that there's a qualification in order to, this doesn't mean that everybody's born and it's, born and raised in the Kobe to become a Kobe beef. Has to be certain level of the marvelous. That's why you have to cut it inside, look at the meat, and then, okay, have to be 4 up, 4 or 5. And then also I don't know about the EOs, it could have, A and B is pretty much the same. A little bit small, a little bit big, that's all. So those had the qualification as it has in the Kobe, same kind of stuff in Miyazaki, and also there's a Shinshu and Hokkaido beef, everywhere the same thing, same kind of thing. But then the most likely is a black-haired Wagyu, so Kuroge Washu, that's the breed. Okay, do you have any other question?
Well, thank you very much. It was yeah, I learned a lot about it.
A lot of people don't know much,
yes,
right?
I did not know about that.
Yes, I've been talking about this quite a bit. This was at Toronto, at the trade show last May. I went. It was talking about all these things.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So I hope the audience learned about it,
I hope everybody knows.
A lot too tonight. Yeah, thank you very much. And then also, as a consumer,
yes,
I'm quite curious about the prices of the beef.
Yes.
And then also apples are coming to Canada in December. So
okay. Prices of beef is actually, you know what, is the overall Iwate beef is I did the market research in Canada, actually relatively cheaper than the other beef. And then you don't see that much retail. You see here and there, but now TNT has it too, but it's still pricier. But then most of the time they carry the prime cut. It's the ribeyes or strip loins and all that, right? So then the brewery market, you can go for, okay, what about chuck rolls? Pretty good too. And the brisket, maybe around. You give it a try. There's a lot of places still quite marbling, and then the very good meat too. Of course, it's around a little bit of a leaner, but some people love leaner meat, right? So it depends which part. It's like me. I'm like some parts I'm a fattier, but then some parts are leaner. So but they try to consume everything, the whole thing. So being sustainable as well. So that's the differences. Price and the price of the apple. Apple, yes, it is. I'm working on it. Try to get cheap as possible, but we're gonna talk about Yokozawa-san. Maybe I will ask him. I don't know yet the price wise. Yeah, sorry.
Right. Yeah, I bought the Iwate apples last year. It was
thank
fantastic.
you.
Yeah, it was very juicy and a honeycomb at the center.
Yeah. That's
it was really nice. It's very different from Canadian apples. Canadian apples are quite tart and not as sweet as those Japanese apple, right? Yeah. So I think it's worth trying.
Oh, it's just worth trying. Yeah,
Iwate
it's just
beef.
all different characteristic too. So some of the Canadian apples, I think, is there. Like ambrosia, it's very sweet, and then don't have much tart. Depend on the variety too. I think it tastes wise. I think it's similar to the envy. Envy is a pretty good. It's the Western apple, but in New Zealand, I think in New Zealand, right? So those are pretty similar to the Fuji. Yeah, but they have it's a sweeter, and then also the honey core is the key. So that's why we're gonna bring it in by air, and then because we're not waxing it. It's this shelf life is not that long.
Well, thank you, Miwa-san. Yeah, I got some audience actually, from America too, and then they said that I envy you.
No,
Green market, they cannot buy it. Maybe you
maybe in the
might get
future.
into the American market.
Okay, I think in North America also they get into it. I think Iwate apple exported to America too, starting. So they do, but then the way they sell it might be a different one.
I see. Yeah. And then I have a question to Sagawa-san. That I heard that the Aburi market is kind of hunting specialties in Japan for a pop-up shop. And so can you tell the audience a little bit about it? That if we find something like amazake or something like, maybe rice crackers or soy sauce, whatever that I find, and maybe people can, contact the Aburi market and to try to ship it to Canada.
Yes, yeah. What we do is we bring some of the specialty product from Japan with the good quality and something new to Canada. So if you have, we do have the new one, which something interesting is the sake mask. So it's a beauty mask made from sake, because sake is very nutritious and it's not alcohol. People say alcohol is gonna alcohol is going to dehydrate, but it's the things that you get process of making sake, those are nutritious. So we have the a beauty mask as well. So if you have anything, please send an email to Aburi Market. The email is in the Aburi Market website. I can maybe send that in the chat. So please let us know. And starting from later November or December, we are going to December, we are going to have the Iwate event, which is outside and then pop-up event. And you will have the Wagyu and the rice and apple. We are providing the sample as well. So if you're interested in something like that in other province or anywhere, please let us know.
Thank you, Sagawa-san. I have one more question from the audience, actually. At the Aburi restaurant, can people eat the raw beef or raw meat?
So at the Aburi restaurant, we have the Wagyu nigiri, and this Wagyu nigiri is not completely raw, but we do have the Aburi, the sushi, which is the flame shared, because our company name's flame shared. So we Aburi, and then the flavor gets enhanced and then richer. It is amazing. Please try.
Right. Yeah, I love seared beef or seared salmon and so on. That the Aburi sushi is fantastic. At the Aburi market, I buy sometimes the little like a mayonnaise and some sauces on the top as well. Right, and it's so good. I hope everyone can try Aburi sushi and Iwate apples in the future and coming up soon. Well, thank you very much. So now I'd like to conclude this presentation by giving you some words to everyone. So my name is Miki Takabayashi. I'm here to thank everyone on behalf of the Okuni Jiman Organizing Committee and the Japan-Canada Chamber of Commerce. I hope you all enjoyed the presentation tonight and learned about Iwate and their proud Iwate beef, apples, and beautiful sightseeing spots and more. And first, many thanks to Miwa Suzuki the director of Valuable Link North America, and Yurina Shimakawa, who is her staff for their generosity and precious time. We truly appreciate your detailed and dedicated presentation, even though their busy schedule. And Yurina unfortunately could not make it tonight as she had her second baby just a few days ago. So congratulations. And I would like to thank the special guest, the Morioka City staff members, and also to the director Sagawa-san and from Aburi Market. And Yokozawa-san is from Iwate JA, Iwate Agricultural Association. In fact, we've been connecting Japan and Canada through our Furusato presentation since last year, and this was the 13th Okuni Jiman. I believe our initiative can strengthen the ties between the two countries and help both countries continuously thrive. So we will feature Osaka next month, and I will send you the information soon. I hope you can join us again. And we are recruiting presenters who would like to introduce their favorite hometowns and their business, cultural, and educational, and sightseeing, and more. And thanks again, and see you all next month. Have a good night to the Canadian audience, and have a good afternoon to the Japanese audience. 皆様こんばんは。お国自慢実行委員会の、高林美希と申します。今夜のプレゼンテーション楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。岩手が誇る岩手牛やリンゴ、美しい、観光地についてたくさん知っていただけたいと思います。貴重な時間をたくさん割いてくださったバリアブルリンクの鈴木美和さん、それから島川ゆりなさんに感謝いたします。お忙しい中、細やかな準備をしていただき、本当にありがとうございました。ゆりなさんは、2日前に、第2子を出産されたばかりで、今夜は参加することができませんでした。それからスペシャルゲストの盛岡職員の皆様、どうもありがとうございました。それからアブリレストランのマネージャーのディレクターの佐川さん、ありがとうございました。それから、JA 岩手の、横澤さん、本当にお忙しい中出演ありがとうございました。去年からふるさとを通して日本とカナダをつないでおり、今回で13回目のお国自慢でした。私たちの取り組みが両国の絆を深め、いずれは経済や社会の、繁栄につながることを信じています。来月は大阪を特集していますので、近日中にまた情報をお送りいたします。また皆様のご参加をお待ちしております。大好きな故郷やビジネス、文化、教育、観光に関する、ことを紹介してくれるプレゼンターを募集しております。ぜひご連絡ください。本当にありがとうございました。また来月にお会いいたしましょう。カナダの皆さん、おやすみなさい。日本の皆さん、おやすみなさい。すみません。日本の皆さん、グッアフタヌーンですね。まだまだありました。すみません。ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, everybody.